I'm very excited to show you this house today. Not only can you buy entry, you can see that it doesn't work until I have purchased it. You can see I've also got a balance of $100. So if I come over here and buy it, you can see it says my home, and then it says my balance is down by 10. And now when I come to the door, it opens, and it'll only open for me. It will not open for anybody else. So I can come in here, have my own private house. Not as amazing on the inside as the scripting is, but I'm sure you guys can all come up with better designs than I can. And here, we'll see that when I leave, it's available for sale again. And you can see my balance goes back up to 100. And if I come back onto the world, I will not be able to get into the house until I buy it again. This is really amazing. And how did we do it? Well, let's go ahead and start by looking at our objects. We've got our standard door with an invisible hinge. We've got a trigger. We have our text object and our trigger, a player persistent variable already set up to calculate money. If you haven't seen the videos on the door or the player persistent variables, I highly recommend you go check those out right now. Let's start by looking at our variables. Similar to a regular door script, we have original rotation, we have the open trigger, the open time, how much are we opening by, so our rotate by. Just like a door, this is a rotation, this is an object, this is a number, and this is another rotation. We also have the buy trigger, so that's another object that allows us to buy it. We have the home price as a number. We have a player ID called owned by. We have the price text, which is an object, and we have empty, which is also a player ID. We listen to events from our open trigger, so we want to know whenever the door has been entered. We also connect the buy trigger to trigger enter event to our local event purchase. We set original rotation to rotation of self, and we display buy now for just home price as string on our price text, giving us our advertisement. Then, when purchase is received with a player ID, if that player has money greater than the home price or equal to, so $10, then we disable the buy trigger, meaning it can only be used once. We set money to be money minus home price for that player. On that player ID, we set owned by to that player ID. So now we've stored who is this door owned by. Then we display the name of the player as a string plus a string, so that we'll say Lakes is home, on the price text. So now we've changed our advertisement to just say this is whose home it is. And then when the trigger is entered with a player, we cancel sending event close to self, and if that player is the owned by, so if they are the same person who owns it, then we will rotate to the original rotation plus our rotate by over open time on self, because this runs on the door. When the event trigger exit is received, we send event close to self with a 2.5 second delay, and when event close is received, we rotate to the original rotation over open time on self. And then when the player exits the world, if the player is owned by, we set their money to be money plus the home price for that player. We then enable buy trigger, so now another person can buy the home. And then we display buy now for just home price on the price text, and we set owned by to be empty. So now it's no longer owned, no one else can open this. Inside of the door properties, we've attached door open script. We've also connected the open trigger, buy trigger, and price text objects using the reference cable. We've also set our rotate by to be 125. Not only does this allow you to sell one home, but this could allow you to sell multiple homes, specific objects, and so much more. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!